Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum friends. Welcome back to Manchester United Verse. You've seen the thumbnail. We are doing a special episode in regards to the transfer window. I had this idea in my mind that we need to do this transfer window special, and that's what we have done over here. We'll be talking about Manchester United transfer window in this episode. We'll be seeing what do Manchester United have in terms of money, in terms of cash, what can they spend, what can they try to raise. That's what we have in this transfer window. How will Manchester United look after this transfer window? That's what our aim is. That's what our target is. What we're going to do is we're going to make some sales. We're going to do some purchases. And in the end, we're going to see if it's manageable or not. That's what we're going to be trying to do. Now, the thing key over here is that we need to be keeping it as much as realistic as we can. I know there'll be a little bit ups and downs, but we'll try our best to keep it as much as realistic as we can. Now, please guys, do subscribe to the channel. I'm looking forward to your support. As a United fan, it's an appeal. I'm trying to grow this channel on this YouTube platform. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to raise 1,000 subscribers. Please help me by subscribing and sharing it with your other United fans now. Starting with this episode, you've seen the thumbnail. We got Frankie de Jong, we got Anthony, we got Erik ten Hag. Now, the key over here is that Erik ten Hag is trying to raise Manchester United in his own philosophy. What he's trying to do over here is he's trying to rejuvenate Manchester United as a club. Now, his philosophy is very different to what United have been used to for the last 9 years. What Erik ten Hag is trying to do is he's trying to improve United on the field as well as off the field. Now, United as a club have been really hurting pretty bad. You can say about the fans, they're really disappointed what has been happening. Now, this transfer window is the key towards improvement. Now, this is very essential for United fans that they are hoping for, that Erik ten Hag gets his players. He tries to improve this team in terms of playing style. He can make out something, and I'm sure that the last season was a pretty bad one. Everybody wants to forget about that. So what we're going to be trying to do is we're going to make some sales. We're going to make some purchases. We're going to see in terms of cash, can we do it or not? What kind of players we'll be targeting? What kind of players we'll be selling? So let's start this one. We'll be heading towards the next screen which comes in front of you. We have this outlet over here. We've got sales, positions and players. Now, what I've done here is I've selected 6 players in terms of outgoing and 6 players for incomings. We're going to do the outgoings first, and we're going to go bit by bit. We're going to talk about the positions which we have targeted that we should be selling them. Now, we have the goalkeeper position, we have a left back position, we have 2 centre backs, we have 1 central midfielder and 1 striker. The players which we have shortlisted are Henderson, Telles, Jones, Bailly, and Pereira and Martial. Now, what the key over here is that these players, I think that their time is being done at the club. They should be sold. They should be moving on to the other clubs. And we're going to talk bit by bit about each of them. Henderson, as everybody knows, that he is a good goalkeeper, but I think that De Gea is still going to be the #1 goalkeeper for United. I'm sure that he's looking for that contract extension. I'm sure that Erik ten Hag would prefer De Gea over Henderson, although De Gea doesn't has that element in the goalkeeper which Erik ten Hag looks for. But I'm sure that De Gea would be trying to bring in that game. He's still a world-class goalkeeper. Henderson, his fee, you could almost try to make as much as you can get for him. Even in installments, you can get at least 35 million, including the add-ons. And he is on 5.2 million wages. If you get rid of him, you get rid of those 5.2 million in wages. Whereas if you go forward in terms of Telles, I think Telles, when he was coming inside the club, everybody was hopeful that he'll be the left back that United are looking for, maybe better than Luke Shaw. But so far, he hasn't shown anything which proves the point that he is better than Luke Shaw. He is on high wages as well, 4.9 million. And if you do sell him and if you recoup the 25 million, including add-ons, that'll be really good. You'll be getting as a lot of money, and I think Telles should be sold on as well. Now, moving on forward, we have Jones. Jones should be sold like a long time ago. For some reason, the club has given him this contract extension, which the fans don't think so is good enough, because Phil Jones hasn't proven anything in which he is eligible for that kind of contract, for that kind of money. I think he should be sold for around 10 million, and his wages of 3.9 million should be freed, and he can use those wages in other areas. Moving forward, we have Eric Bailly. I think Eric Bailly has done his time at United. He is a very good defender. He is a classic defender. the issue with him is that he has got so many injuries. He isn't able to bring that play time around. He isn't good enough to keep himself fit. I think if he was fit, then he was a really good defender. I think Jose Mourinho really got him, and it was a very good purchase at that given time. But injuries have done him. His United career is full of injuries, and I don't think so he can complete the season without injury. So I think he should be sold on. We can get around 20 million, and his wages will be freed as well. We'll get 4.2 million wages free. Now moving forward, Andres Pereira. I think Andres Pereira should be sold. He should have been sold it like a long time ago. He should have been sold for some reason. Don't know what the club were thinking of renewing his contract. He is still on 1.6 million in terms of contract. He could fetch us 10 to 15 million. I think 15 million could be easily gotten. And if we are able to sell him, then that will be an extra cash in the transfer kitty, and we think we should be selling him. Moving forward, Anthony Martial. I think Anthony Martial is done. His time at the club is done. He has given what he could. I don't think so he's a serious player. I don't think so he's a consistent player. Every time he has a good season, the next season is a bad one. And it's a mix of performances. I think his time is done at United. He should be sold. And we can get around 35 million, including add-ons. If you're able to do that, then United can have extra bit of cash, and then they can go into the market with more money. Now, the total sales that we can get out of this is 140 million. And 32.8 million could be saved in wages. So if you kind of add that 140 million towards 120 million, which was the announced budget, I think that will come around to 260 million. So United can have 260 million to play with. Now, what those plays in terms of we're trying to get, will they be manageable in 260 million? We'll find out that later. But we will head towards the incomings now. That's the exciting bit part. I'm sure that you guys are waiting for this one. So let's start with the transfer incomings. Now, as you can see that the first position I have targeted over here is Lamptey. Lamptey is a really special player. I do know that Aaron Wan-Bissaka has his critics, but I think that we should be giving Aaron Wan-Bissaka some time. He is still a quality player. I think you can do some things with him, which I won't be talking about in this episode. But if we keep Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Diego Dalot and sell Telles, Diego Dalot could be played as a left back, and whereas Lamptey could be brought in as a attacking right back, and he does that for Brighton. He'll be an excellent player for Erik ten Hag, and that's what we should be trying to do, getting Lamptey. He would cost around 25 million pounds and 3 million pounds in wages, which is pretty excellent and pretty good. Moving forward, we should try to get this guy, Julian Timber. He's an excellent centre back, the modern centre back that one team should be having. He would cost around 35 million pounds and 3 million pounds in wages. I think he is an excellent player in terms of quality. He does have that modern outlook. He can play as a defensive midfielder as well, making those progressive passes. But as a centre back, United will really have a special player. Now, moving on, we have Frenkie de Jong, the man who's everybody's talking about. Frenkie de Jong is so important for Erik ten Hag that he has put every transfer just behind, because he's the primary man. He's the primary man for Erik ten Hag. He's the primary target. Without him, it doesn't work for Erik ten Hag. He has said this clearly to the board that he needs Frenkie de Jong in United squad for himself to implement what he wants to do with this United team. So Frenkie de Jong, the problem still is with the valuation, with the club's agreement between the both of the clubs. But let's see, this saga is still ongoing, and let's see what can happen. I have put a valuation of about 65 million pounds, which comes around to 70 to 75 million euros, and his wages are going to be quite costly. He is going to demand at least 25 million. So let's see what happens with that one moving forward. Now, this is a player which I really love. I think United should go out and out for this kind of player, Anthony. I think Anthony should be a must for United. I think that Rashford and Martial time is done at United. I think United need wingers. They need excellent wingers, and I think Anthony is really one of them. His cost would be 45 million pounds, whereas 3.5 million in terms of wages is a quite good cost. Whereas Anthony, he has played under Erik ten Hag. He will be still comfortable. He will be comfortable in terms of what his coach wants from him. He can play as that right winger, bring that attacking dimension towards United. I know we do have Sancho who can play on the right, but Sancho could be shifted on the left and Anthony can play on the right. But there's another player which I'm really interested for United to go in, and that is Rafinha. I think United should have as many wingers as they can, because if you're going to sell Rashford, if you're going to sell Martial, then you need a good and equal replacement, maybe better. And I think Anthony and Rafinha are these two perfect wingers that we should try to get. Now, Antony and Rafinha can both play on the right wing. I think Rafinha can also play on the left wing. He can play both on the right wing and the left wing. So if we get these two players, these two will be a quality addition. And I do know that Leeds United are looking to sell him. I think 40 to 45 million pounds would be quite enough, and 6 million in wages is going to be quite good in terms of the quality we have right now presently. I think he'll be a better replacement than Martial. He'll be a better player than Martial, and you can save some money on that and you can get Rafinha. Moving on, now this target for me is the best target in terms of striker. We have heard so many names that United have been linked with: Osimhen, Darwin Núñez, Calvert-Lewin. There's so many names we have been linked to. Richarlison. I think the key over here for United is to understand that what are the strengths of Erik ten Hag, what his philosophy is, and in that regard, I think Lautaro Martinez will be an excellent addition to United. I think that Lautaro Martinez should be a United player. He is the excellent epitome of what United are. That is hard work, scoring goals, being everywhere, giving that cover to your midfield, and Lautaro Martinez does that. He reminds me of Carlos Tevez. He reminds me of young Wayne Rooney when he used to play, and he has been scoring goals. I think this World Cup, when Lautaro Martinez plays alongside Messi will be quite assured that he has a quality striker, he has a quality partner in terms of scoring goals, and I think Lautaro Martinez should be signed by United. His cost would be around 70 million euros, which would be around 60 million pounds, and United must get Lautaro Martinez as the striker, which will be really essential and key for United to be progressing as a team, and especially beyond Cristiano Ronaldo, because Cristiano Ronaldo is just going to be staying for one more season, and after that you have to think beyond that. And I think Lautaro Martinez is a perfect player. He can play as a false nine, he can play as a target man, he can play even on the wings. He's the perfect modern day striker that United should be going for, especially in terms of pressing. He can press as well. United should be all over this player, and they should be getting Lautaro Martinez. Now, what this all 6 players are going to cost are going to be about 270 million. We have added those valuations and we got a figure of 270 million. Now, the key over here is that we've got a budget of 260 million. The budget announced by the club was 120 million, and the sales we made for 140 million, a total adding up towards 260 million. Now, there is a variance of 10 to 15, maybe 20 million. Now, how are we going to get that variance down? I've done this right for you guys in the next clip over here. You've seen the sales that we made over there, 140 million, saving 32.8 million in wages. Now, the total budget was 260 million plus the 32.8 million in wages. Now, the purchases we made were 270 million, and now there is a variance. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this extra money. We've done it brilliantly. What we've done is we've got some players who were playing for us and they have gone away from the club as free agents, and we have freed up their wages. The total wages what we're trying to save from those free agents is 43.24 million, as you can see on the top of your screen. Now, we have got rid of Paul Pogba, Matic, Lingard. We have also got rid of Cavani. Now, those players, they have freed up our wages. We are saving 43.24 million in wages, plus that 32.8 million in wages, the players which we have sold, that comes up around 76 million in total. Now, the key over here is to understand is, if we got a sales and plus the announced budget of 260 million, plus the wages saved is 76 million, and now if we add that up, we get a value of 336 million. You could see that on the bottom left of your screen, whereas the purchases which were made of 270 million plus the wages spent on those players is 48.5 million. If you add the purchase 270 million plus 48.5 million, you get a figure of 318.5 million, and then you save more than 70.5 million if you deduce the cost out. So that means you still have 17 million surplus. You can use that if there is any, you could say, short of money. You can use that 17 million, you're still in surplus. So what I think the key over here for United is to get rid of those players and try to get these 6 players which will improve the United squad by miles. I think Antony, Rafinha on the wings alongside Lautaro Martinez playing with Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be a sight to be seen. Frankie de Jong playing in the middle alongside, you could say, maybe one of Fred or McTominay, or maybe you could say Van de Beek. and I'm sure that Bruno Fernandes would come into the mix as well. But if remember Cristiano Ronaldo leaves, then you have Bruno, Lautaro Martinez, Rafinha, Anthony. Remember, guys, you have 60 plus games in the season. You will have the World Cup year as well. There are going to be some injuries as well. So that is the reason I think that United should be targeting those players, especially Timber. He's quite essential to play alongside Varane, and that is the key over here, that we should be getting these 6 players as well as selling those 6 players, trying to improve the quality of the squad, trying to improve the quality of the first 11, and get these 6 players who would be exceptional for Manchester United. And I'm sure that United fans would love to have these 6 players. Guys, this is what we have for today's episode. I'm sure that you would have loved it. You would have loved the outgoings and the incomings. I'm sure that you would have your own suggestions, and you can give me those suggestions in the comment section below. Please let me know what you guys think of this transfer window which we have done. What do you think about the outgoings? What do you think about the incomings? Do you think that there should be slight change in the target? Maybe we should go for either one of Anthony or Rafinha. Perhaps we should add another midfielder. Perhaps we should go for a left back rather than Lamptey. You guys give me your opinion as freely as you can. I'll be looking forward to your guys' opinion. Please do subscribe to the channel. Press that like button. I'm once again appealing to you guys. Please do help me by supporting, by subscribing. Please share this episode or channel with your Manchester United friends, and it'll be really lovely if you guys can give me support. It's an appeal from a United fan to a United fan. Please guys, help me out by subscribing and press that like button. Do give me your suggestions in the comment section. I'll be coming in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice one. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next one.